There you go.
Wait, did you clap the first time for no reason?
He was not recording. He was not recording when he did
I love it.
Josh was applauding a second ago for
I
no
was.
reason. So this is the cigar that Micah said was like one of his favorite cigars.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm intrigued by it. You want this? This is fun. We just had a great meeting. That was
It was a
wonderful.
great meeting.
That really was good.
Yeah.
Good people. Our church has some really great people in it, and it's fun to be a part of fun things. We're
Yeah.
having a good time, except for this podcast.
It's actually surprising to meet people who think even remotely the way we do.
Is that the Partagas? The white?
This is the Partagas.
Delicious cigar.
Is it? I've never had. This is my first time.
Delicious. Beautiful label.
Show the label. Did
The
it show
label is
already?
gorgeous.
Yeah.
It is. That's nice.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
I have found there's like 3 cigars that have pure white labels like that. All of them are delicious. And I'm like, I think I just like the white
Really?
label.
The white label.
Yeah, the Monte Cristo has a white one.
I was gonna say Monte Cristo is one I've seen.
Cohiba has a white one. and
This
Partagas
one's a
has
white label?
This one is pressed.
I haven't had the Cohiba white label.
Oh, yeah. It's the red dot line.
Yeah.
It's the white one with it. So there's the blue, red, and then there's the white, which comes in a white metal square case.
Nice.
It's pretty good. I'm not
I
gonna
started
check
lighting, and I remembered we want to light together.
Well, the good
Do
people
we?
want to white to look together.
Yeah, let's light together.
This is, it's so funny how it doesn't matter, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Look at
so
first time lighting this one.
this is good. This came up. This will come up every week. I do think it's important to say, because I think that, there's people who are jumping in. This is their first time they're going to see this. Is that we enjoy? Oh, we should probably start. It just dawned on me.
Welcome to You Won't Hate It, where we look at life through the lens of pastors at the length of a cigar. My name is Josh.
I am Ryan,
I'm Floyd.
I'm Basil.
and I think it's interesting because we're all pastors and we are smoking cigars, so that might be odd to you, but not odd to us. So that's done. Okay.
Okay.
Move on.
Good. Say, is it going to
just-
get shorter to never? I hope it gets to never.
It'll never get to never.
It needs to get to never.
But eventually we're just gonna go. Yeah, we're pastors who smoke cigars. Shut up.
And if you're watching on YouTube, they're like, one of those things was obvious, and that is you guys are pastors. The cigar part needed to be explained.
So it just dawned on me. I just said shut up.
Gosh.
Is shut up
Oh my gosh!
whole table.
The whole table.
happened to the
went with
table?
The
move?
whole table.
Sorry.
is currently right now is shut up like a bad word to you guys?
Shut up.
Oh man, that was loud.
I think it's the way you say it.
Are you saying like you can go Elaine Bettis with it and it not be offensive?
No, but
Yeah,
that's also like
shut
saying
up.
She used to do this shit.
She
What
did
was
not
that?
do it like
That's
that.
not-
That
she did-
wasn't.
No, is that not high?
No, she'd shut up and she'd shove you.
no, but I don't even. Who's Elaine Bettis? I don't even know. I don't get that reference.
Seinfeld. That's Seinfeld.
Oh, Elaine from okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like not like how you say it because that could be anything, but it's kind of like, and this is why I love that we bleep things. But it's like there's no way to be like say bitch and it's not a. It's like no, bitch is probably a bad word.
Really?
Unless you're talking about
You're
a
just
dog,
saying
not a female dog.
No.
It's going to be bleeped, so
There's
it doesn't
no
matter.
way that that's always a bad word. Try and find a way that that's not a bad
So
word.
if talking about a female dog, that's fine. So that one that has a
there's one.
definition. Yeah,
There's
yeah.
one.
So there's
All
one.
right,
But
aimed at a
there's
human. Aimed at a human.
aimed at a human. And
if
I'm not talking about like, oh, shut up. Like,
No.
not that. I just meant like, shut up is that a bad word to you in any way?
Like if you mean it, if you actually want someone to shut up, I think that's not a great route. How about that? Like if you literally were like, if you were saying something and I said shut up, like I don't want to
Yeah.
hear. I don't want to hear more of that. Like I'm genuinely
Yeah.
don't want to hear it.
The
I'd be
good
like,
way
it's
to
not a-
say it is like, dude, please be quiet. Like, is that like, what is the better way
no,
to do that?
the good way is to not be a and let somebody
yeah.
talk.
Shut your mouth. How about that? Okay, sorry. Language, kids, language.
Earmuffs. Oh, we're wearing.
Oh, we
Gotta
have those
bleep
on.
that whole section.
Yeah, it's funny because I grew up and it was like a really bad thing to say to, like, you couldn't say it to our siblings.
Christian
couldn't
homes.
do it.
Yeah,
Christians
shut
are
up.
like can't say shut up or fart. Like they couldn't say fart in their house.
What did I say yesterday? Oh, I was saying in my family when my parents were saying, "Shut up, this sucks," or
this sucks
I'm
seems-
pissed off. Like
All
those
those
words.
seem very healthy.
No, all those words were like.
Those
Shut
are all
up,
bad.
Shut up. I would
Yeah,
go
those are
with.
all bad.
I would say
love
shut
it
up's
because
bad.
Christoph has the pissed off
Christoph.
Christoph, and
Yeah.
I thought that was actually
And
great
Josh's
alliteration.
dad
I
will
enjoyed
never
it.
read that out loud.
No, he actually can't smoke that
Yeah,
cigar.
'cause we just no.
Oh, thanks for the cigar. It's a Christoph.
Is this a ticked off Christoph? That's what my favorite was. There was ticked off.
It's a baloney.
It's so good.
I think honestly, shut up is only bad if you have malice in your heart. Because otherwise, I don't really know if anybody who says that.
That's tough though, because I just always have malice in my heart.
That's true.
Always.
Is that the whole? Is that the? What's your
Yeah.
secret to getting angry?
I always have malice.
Yeah.
That's
What's your secret to having malice? I always have malice.
I only bring it up because recently I got ticked with one of my kids, and I'm not fond of it. But I was like, dude, shut up for a second, like just like that.
Oh no, that was bad. Let's
yeah.
all just jump on
And
that.
Ashley goes, "Oh no," and I was
Yeah,
like,
she right.
Oh, she is right.
She
No,
right.
and I 100%. I apologized to him, and I was like, he goes, "Dude, it's fine." I go, "I know. I just lost my temper, and I shouldn't have done that." And the funny
Did your dad
part
tell
was,
you to shut up as a kid? Is that why? Honestly, I'm asking.
Oh my gosh.
That's why it comes out, right?
My dad. So my
'Cause
dad
I've never heard you
said a
tell
lot.
anybody to shut up. As much as I've been, never heard you say it to
Never.
anybody.
No, never. And so it was just funny because Ashley, in the moment too, this is my favorite thing in parenting is that I'm like, dude, shut up for a second. And she goes, no. And I was like, I know, but let me just do. She's like, no. I go, I know, but let me just deal with this situation. No. And I was like, oh, geez. All right. You shut up now. It was actually really funny.
And that's when the cops are called. It was pretty
exactly.
ugly.
Yeah, good
It was
night.
pretty ugly.
Good night.
It was hysterical though.
She
'cause-
was hitting him. That's why the cops were called.
She wouldn't even let me like deal with the situation that I was mad about first. She's like, no, you fix this right now. You apologize and you never say shut up to my son. And I was like, okay, first of all, you're totally right about this.
Yeah.
So I calmed it. It was actually really funny. So
I have
Things
weaponized the
that happens.
Enneagram against my wife. Because like she'll do something and I'll mention that she's a 2.
It's such a jerk move.
It's so horrible. I'm such a bad person.
But I like it.
It was,
You
I like
say
it.
it, and you
It
say
was-
it like, "Oh, you're such a 2."
I said, well, this is when your 2 isn't good.
Oh.
And yeah, it didn't go well.
Even
It didn't
worse
go
than
well.
that way.
You
It
know what
wasn't-
my
it wasn't a
friend
good
used
idea.
to say? This is probably Micah Hardcastle used to tell me this. Probably one of the funniest things she's ever said to me. I'd be doing something. And she goes, "Hey Ryan, your 8 is showing." I was like, "Oh, that's actually really funny." That's good.
Yeah, the 8 hole.
Great.
Yeah,
8-hole.
you're an 8-hole.
Okay, so you guys, anybody different on the idea of saying shut up? Have you ever told somebody to shut up recently? Besides like your child, like besides a child, like a random story about telling some child to shut up. Has anybody else not told someone
if you're
else to shut
under
up?
if you're under 12, I'm gonna tell you to shut up at some point.
Mostly if they're their teacher in elementary school.
Oh my gosh.
So, do you guys think it's bad?
I think it's like with anything else. It depends on if you say with malice, if you say with intent, with anger.
Yeah.
right?
Is it part of you? It's not part of you. Well, I shouldn't say it's not. Is it part of your normal vocabulary at all?
Well, I think
either one of
for
you?
us, like we're pretty casual. Like it's not unusual for me to go, "Shut up."
Yeah.
But like flippantly and not being angry or.
I mean,
yeah.
I kind of didn't like that.
Well, shut up, Joe.
I
It is funny, even flippantly, there-
I kind of didn't like it.
It doesn't hit my ear well. That's why it's odd that I said it because there is some I don't like it. I
You
think it's
never
just,
say it.
no.
Yeah.
I don't
that
like
feels
it. I
like
think
that
it's-
parental
think I do.
that the parental heritage that just
Yeah.
comes like you inherited from your dad,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden in a weird moment it showed up.
Bill Burr has a great bit on that, and he's like, when men start talking crap on themselves and like, "Oh, you freaking idiot," they're like, "That's just your dad talking to you." It's like it's like you're saying it
Yeah.
to yourself. I'm
That's
like,
right.
that's good, and it's weird when that slips out like that because I've even you probably if you're a halfway decent parent, and it's not that your parents were bad, but at some point you've had the conscious thought. I'm going to do this differently.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the good things my parents did and I'm going to get rid of the bad things. Then every once in a while, the bad thing slips in and
Shows
you're like,
up.
oh gosh. Apparently that's deep in there.
That's really
weird.
in there.
Yeah.
Josh, what were you saying about the shut up?
No, I don't think I do. I think if any time that I'm actually feeling in that moment that I really need you to stop talking, or something, I don't know.
When do you ever really need
you
someone
never
to stop
say
talking?
shut up. I don't think I ever say shut up.
When do you here? Let's get to the heart of it.
I
When do
wanna
you
get to
ever
that too.
need someone to stop talking?
And do you want to know my go-to move if I need them to stop talking?
What?
I just go, and I palm their
just
face.
interesting.
Just and I,
Off camera.
It's funny as I try to kiss it out of them. I'm like, you're talking too much. You're
yes.
talking too much.
They're like, oh God, it's working. Ah.
And like all the people in the congregation, like he's done that a lot to all of us.
He has asked us to, and I wasn't even talking. It was terrible.
What's hilarious is that's actually with Stephanie and I. That's what she would do when she wanted me to stop talking. In the past, she would just start kissing me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
we're
a
done
good
with this
move.
conversation.
That's
That is
actually not.
very
That's
funny.
not
That's
a
why you
bad
kept talking,
way to
right?
do it, though.
That's
yeah.
why
It's
you
a
never-
little manipulative, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's the best way to manipulate.
Yeah.
Fun manipulation. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually really funny.
He was using a lot of diphthongs in that in those words for.
Diphthongs. I don't know why I like that word. Diphthongs.
I was trying to figure out what he was talking about.
Okay, yeah, I can't think of I've never liked the idea that I needed someone to stop talking.
Yeah, because you're shutting down a conversation.
I just don't like it. I'm just like, no.
I will say though, something I have found interesting is that I think it's only with my wife, which is interesting because it's the person that I love most in the world, but because you're of proximity and time spent with, you're most comfortable with, so you can be actually your worst version of yourself. But sometimes when we're having a conversation, it happened with my sister-in-law recently too. We'll be having a conversation and they make a point, and I fully admit to this, I have a very aggressive conversation style, and I'm loud. And so they'll make a point, and I'm like, I want to address that point, but they're moving on to the next point.
Right.
And I'm like, no, before we get there, let's do it. And they're like, you're interrupting me. And I'm like,
You're interrupting me kills
well,
me.
now I'm going to break your arm.
Yeah.
And so that we
Yeah.
can, but I'm like, and I admit I am interrupting, but that's because I think we should address this. Like if I have a counterpoint, it's like, no, because you can't interrupt. And I'm like, but if you don't stop talking, when do I talk?
Lisa and I have been in fights where the you're interrupting me is just being slung back and forth. Well, then you're interrupting me, and then we're both doing it to each other. In fact, last night we got into a discussion. But it wasn't about, and she said I was trying to shut her down. I wasn't trying to shut her down.
I just didn't want to hear her talk anymore.
That's right. She solved something and then wanted to create another avenue.
This happened last night
Last night.
me.
I was like, what? Why? I'm like, why are you? No, you've solved it. Like, we could be done. I'm not trying to get you to stop talking. It's solved. You did it.
Joe,
Yay!
Were you in my bathroom last night?
I was in the bathroom when this was happening.
Literally where it happened, and it wasn't there. It was zero of a fight. Honestly, neither one of us. She brought something up. I said, "Yeah, I see." It got solved and figured out. And she goes, "I just don't know why." And I go, "Wait, are we talking about it still?" I go, "I just need to." And it was funny because we laughed about it. She had to process it like 3 times with me there.
Yeah.
And I just eventually was like, yeah, that is what we said 3 minutes ago. I don't know what we started laughing so hard because I'm like, you just, say it differently. Yeah, here we go. Like, it was great. She just kept talking about it.
It's
I'm
funny.
like, okay.
She's like, so it became a tiff, and she's like, she was saying some miscommunication. I go, I think here's the problem is, you said something. I misunderstood. I miscommunicated what to do. Then you solved it. And I was like, good. And then you're like, what about? I'm like, no.
No.
Literally, I go, and she goes, well, because I was being defensive. I go, honestly, I think I was feeling defensive, because I'm stupid. I was the one messed it up, and you solved it, and you want to keep talking about it. And I'm feeling like, no, dumb guy's already been corrected. I'm good.
This is good. When are you, so being defensive, this is fun. When do you find yourself getting defensive about Jesus, the Bible, spirituality,
Typically
church,
when somebody tells me to
anything?
shut up.
Shut up. Like when do you find yourself? Because I've noticed that because I know I'm a pretty loud, high-strung person, but I feel pretty laid back. You're not going to rile me up.
What?
But there are times in
We should have a
church.
conversation. We have an intervention.
There
You're
are
not going to
times-
rile me up.
It wasn't me. I didn't say
That's just
intervention
if
this
you,
week.
like if you don't talk, you're not going to rile me up.
Like,
It'll
if
be
you
fine.
don't mail a check when I think you should, you're not going to rile me up.
100%.
Is that right?
No, there's
Right.
there's a few things that I find very important.
Yeah, I know.
Which is most things.
So mostly dealing with the USPS.
What's funny is your voice is loud. You big
Yeah.
voice, big guy, big personality. You come
Mean.
across sometimes. You come across sometimes like you're angry and riled up, but to really get under your skin is almost impossible.
So this is really funny. This is something my wife and I have talked about a lot, and I don't know what people are supposed to do. This isn't on anybody else. I think it's a shortcoming of mine. but I feel like I am super passionate about everything. I mean, the color of something, like,
Sure.
and I'll get and then somebody will go, well, I think it should be like this. And I'm like, oh, that's fine. They're like, but you were just yelling. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's how I talk. Like, and I don't, there's no way, I think I'm the worst human to deal with because of that.
Like just being contrarian or something
oh,
like that.
yeah. And I will fight about it, but I don't care.
No, you're
So it's
fighting. You're
weird.
fighting. Your fighting is. Listen, let me dissect Ryan here for a minute. The fighting and yelling and talking about your perspective is fine. Here's when you should be worried. Is when you
like
say
this.
I really like yellow, and he goes, like what about
I knew
yellow?
you were going to say this.
That's great.
Do you like? You know what I mean? Because then you're always like, oh, what do you? Oh, I kind of like the shade. What do you mean by shading? Because then you feel like he's setting you up.
Yeah.
You feel like he knows something and you don't, and you don't know what it is.
Oh, you don't know yellow at all.
He's like he feels like
That's
he's
what
walking
it
you
is.
down
You
a
don't
road.
understand
Yeah.
yellow.
He's walking you down some road, and he might not be, but it feels like, and that's when it feels dark.
Right.
That's when you're like,
It's ominous. There's music playing in the background.
Yeah.
He asked a question yesterday. It was totally innocent, and it all resolved fine. But the way he asked it was very haunting. What's the minimum amount of money you would need? And I'm like, what? Why?
What's happening?
What's happening?
Are you going to take that money from me?
What do you mean you're going to spend it this way? So that's the more alarming version of you.
The one that you always love, that you always point out, is when I don't like something, but I'm like, I'm holding it in, and I go, huh. That's the one where somebody will say something, and I'm like, huh, that's
Or
interesting.
you'll keep asking.
He is a hunt guy.
Or you'll keep asking genuine questions
Yes.
about it, and all of us are like, you don't.
Dude, if he says huh, he is so in disagreement with you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he doesn't know you well enough to just destroy you.
Yeah, and I'm trying to be kind. The is just a time. It's like a time waster of like,
Let me think through how to respond
how
to this
do I
lunatic.
not make you cry? Okay, let's just. It's really what it is, which is
Yeah.
funny.
So yes, those are more ominous.
So yeah,
I don't know how we got here.
What are the things? What are the things in church that set you off?
Oh.
That make you super defensive?
When somebody tells me to shut up, sorry, I already.
You did that one.
I did that one already.
You know which one I know for you, because we've talked about this before, is when people can constantly say, you know what, my other church. And you're like, then go back to your other church. That's what you always do.
Did I tell the veto story on here? I don't know.
Yeah,
If I can,
yeah, no, you haven't said it on here. Say it. It's
sorry.
good.
So anyway, so my brother Vito, who is Italian, think of the name, big Italian guy, thug, doesn't know much about church, but he's starting to investigate church with me. I'm planting a church in Chicago, and he's going with me to the pre-meeting.
It's so
So
funny.
he's driving me. He likes to drive. He's like, he literally likes somebody to drive. He's like, yeah, he's Butch. I'll drive you around. Come on, let's go. So he's going there, and I'm talking about, here's what this church is going to be like. And a bunch of people came to check it out. And every time I said something, this one lady who was there checking it out, and she's like, oh, wow, okay, yeah. She goes, at my other church, we used to do this, or that. And I go, oh, okay, cool, yeah. And I'd say something else. She goes, oh, in my other church, I go, do this, that. And I go, okay, cool. She did it the whole meeting.
And remember, he can beep it, so I want the full.
That's
I
right.
want the
Okay.
full thing.
So she's like, so she's telling it all, and he's listening. He's got his arms crossed, for those of you on YouTube. He's literally sitting like this. And he is just eyeballing this lady the whole meeting. And I don't notice it at all. I mean, I'm like thinking, so he's just eyeballing her. So anyways, we get out of the meeting. I go, I thought that was good. That went well. And he literally knows nothing about church. This is going to a pre-church launch. And we get in the car and he goes, he's quiet. I go, what's going on, man? He goes, hey, Butch, I don't know nothing about nothing. I definitely don't know nothing about church. But let me ask you something. If that lady likes her church so much, why should she go back to her church?
That's right.
It's my favorite because it actually does. It does get a little bit old. I have noticed. It's funny because of that. If I reference other churches like that, I'm always like, hey, this one time I heard it done like this. Like, I wonder if this would work. I never say because of that because I'm like, I don't want to sound like, well, my other church did it right because you're doing it wrong.
Okay,
that's what it comes across.
Let me give you one in ministry. So you go work at a different church, right? So I actually go take a job, my first job in Fresno. and I'm coming in. I'm pretty excited. You know, the church is starting to grow, doing things.
That excitement went away real quick.
Yeah, it was. So anyway, so I'm going there, and I'm excited, and I'm working. I kept all the staff. I didn't fire everybody. Everybody thought I was going to fire all the staff. That's not my way. It's just, and that's why I'm a bad leader. So anyway, so I keep all of them, and here's what you get when you don't fire everybody.
Yep.
I'm excited. They're tired, and so I'm like, hey guys, you know, in a staff meeting, I'm like, all right, here's something we could do, and you got the same guy going, we did that. But after about the 37th time of we did that, I am ready to just absolutely pull his hair out.
Yeah.
Not mine.
Right.
I'm just like, okay, why are you still here? Yeah. Apparently, you've done it all.
And I'm not saying that we're going to do something that never has been done, but we might do it differently or better.
Or the same, and it's fun.
Or now it works.
And now
'cause
it
we
works.
have a way better attitude about it. Oh, it's brutal.
It was so deflating every time he said that.
Yeah.
He wasn't saying we can't do it, but he just wanted to let me know.
Yeah.
We did that.
Oh, we did that. Yeah, your cool, hip ideas, they mean nothing to us.
The church was 150 years old. I didn't think I was going to come up with something you hadn't done.
Right.
That was not my goal.
We're going to talk about Jesus. Yeah, we did that
We did
already.
that.
Oh, so we don't do it now. Okay, great. Does anything set you guys off ministry-wise? Especially you
Designs.
being on the worship
Did
team.
you say designs?
Yeah, there have been times where they're like, hey, we're going to do designs. I'm like, all right.
Are you talking about talking directly at us in staff meeting?
Yeah, I feel like
I feel like you're definitely.
mad at
We're
us?
thinking of examples. No. I like them now. I like doing it now because we've had conversations about it.
Oh, true.
But like
No,
before,
this
it
is
was
true.
like,
Yeah.
this
Well,
isn't in my job description, and I'm not getting paid extra for this, and this is just something I like to do, and I don't feel acknowledged or appreciated for what I'm doing extra.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like, yeah, but we haven't talked about it, and you're just kind of being passive aggressive about it. So talk about it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we have, and it's like, okay, now we're good.
Yeah,
And-
and the reality is, it is not. We didn't do a good job.
Right.
We saw you had a talent, and we put it to work as opposed to being
sure.
like. But
Yeah.
that's not the right way to handle that. It's
Exactly.
Like, and because we can't afford to pay for a designer to do it, and we
Right.
didn't have to make you do it.
But
so
now we're in a good place.
Yeah.
And I think in worship, that's funny. The only time I can think of ever my brain going shut up in my head
Yeah.
is if we're doing a sound check and
that is the
constant.
best part of bands when you're trying to do something.
It's
That
the
one
best.
guy, he's with restless leg syndrome, but he's got less restless.
but his leg is on the kick pedal.
yeah.
I was going to say 90% of the time it's the drummer. I don't know what it
bass
is
guy.
with the
No,
drummer.
the bass.
Not
It's
paying
the bass.
attention.
It's everyone.
It is hilarious
It's
to
me.
me.
amazing.
It's me. I'm talking about me.
He
I
just
found out
realized
with
his
my-
entire team's going to watch this and go,
Hey, man.
Good. Straighten up.
I realize.
Shut up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Straighten
Right.
up and shut up.
your mouth. I was playing drums. Shut your mouth.
Don't talk back to me. I noticed it with my nephew. My nephew had some pretty bad ADD, and they literally, my sister, who's an amazing musician, like put drumsticks in his hand because she's like, well, we might as
she's
well
dumb?
put the ADD.
Oh, I wasn't.
Well, he became a great drummer
Oh, well, that's good.
because it was just like he's so fidgety and he was always tapping on
Did
stuff.
you get him a practice pad or something?
I don't know how they started, but
Okay.
like he
It was,
and now he's actually a
it was
decent
the,
drummer.
They used the baby.
Oh,
the
I was
younger
gonna say they used the
sibling.
dog or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Well, the soft spot makes a different sound
It
than
does.
the.
Yeah,
So it
you
was
gotta-
almost like the
you have to know.
bongos.
It's like a
muted tom.
It was like
Yeah.
the bongo. Yeah, so it was two
The
different.
baby's name was Tom.
That's
So
right.
it was just a lot of that.
It's funny is I actually would have loved drumsticks if I was. I had the same thing.
I
I would
100%
have been like,
agree.
this is a brilliant
Tapping with
idea.
pens and
I
class.
tried
all the time.
I
That's
actually
always it.
tried drums, and I had my parents bought me the practice pad, and I did percussion and stuff. And then I was like,
that's the
let's get a
best.
drum kit. And my parents were like, oh, never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were dead serious. They're like, why would we buy you something that's going to piss us off?
All right,
And I was
real
like,
question, Josh.
They're not wrong.
Can you teach someone with drums? You have to be able to keep time differently with each hand, right? Is that accurate
Correct.
to say that?
Only
Can
if you drum like that, though. That was like little drummer boy.
Okay, it's like the monkey thing that does.
creepy
Yeah, no, it looked like.
Can that be learned, or is that only just something you're born with?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, Josh.
Really? Come on.
No, it really is something that can be taught. You can take as much time as you want. There is a line, though, where it kind of becomes like the Rudy thing, where it's like no matter how much you love this, how involved you are and
I'm
obsessed
5'3"
and disciplined you
100
are.
pounds.
Seriously?
Right. It's
I've
like
always wondered. That's a
some
good
people,
question. I've wondered that too.
I think when it comes to an instrument, there's a difference between execution of it and then there's expression. And there are people who
I'm
have
so sorry I asked this question. Go ahead.
yeah. That's what I said. Yes, that was the simplest.
No.
That was the simplest.
You are right.
You're
You are right.
100% correct. On
So-
Execution,
and now shut
expression.
up.
There's
No.
the balance of the talent and the skill, and those hand in hand depends on how much time you put into it.
Josh Ashburn is going to be having a music drum conference coming up this
Yeah.
weekend, so make sure you come there and figure out that it's called execution versus expression.
It's actually
don't
pretty
miss it.
good.
And
I
it's
like
just
this a
drumsticks. We're just gonna eat ice cream cones the whole time.
lot. Ooh, nicely done.
Yeah.
I like this a lot because I've always said there was an expression in a great movie. Oh, what was the name of the movie? Excuse me. Where he says what it was. What
me
one
actors.
man can
Oh,
do,
okay.
another can do, and it's the one where they're fighting in the snow and. He puts to kill the bear. He wedges the
Edge.
spear into the. It's called The Edge. Great movie.
Great map.
And he
Anthony
says, "What
Hopkins.
one man can do, what one man can do, another can do." And I actually loved that saying. And
Seems like I could kill the bear. You have to start saying, I can kill the bear.
yeah.
I'm going to kill the
And
bear.
I used to love that because I was like, man, if I see somebody do something, no
Only
matter how
seen it once.
difficult it seems,
Right.
I can actually put enough time and work into it. So I've thought that for years. And then my wife's family is all
Then
musicians.
he got mauled by a bear,
And
which
we
was very ironic.
Yeah, but I eventually killed the bear. My wife's whole family's musicians, and I said something to that effect, and they were like, "Oh, that's not true." And I was like, "What?" And my father-in-law, who is a phenomenal musician, said, "You could play the exact same notes as B.B. King.
Right.
You will not sound like." And I was like, "Shoot, I think he's right." So
right.
you can play the
true.
same notes, but you don't have that feeling. And I'm like, and I even thought about it because I'm like, but it's guitar strings. If you play the notes like him, and he said, "Nope." No matter what you think, you will not.
I'm
And
going
I'm
to
like,
give you.
dang it.
I'm going to give you a random reference. Lords of Dogtown. Is a skateboarding kind of origins of skateboarding. In,
Lord of the Rings, Dogtown? Lord of the
Lord-
Dog
yes.
Rings?
Lord of the Flies.
It's starring, it's
the
starring
conch.
Ken Block. So, anyways, a great film,
Cute.
super famous. So, anyways, one of the things they were talking about is the early rise of skateboarding. Is two guys. They were saying 2 guys both doing the exact same thing. One guy looks right.
yeah.
The other guy, but they're doing the exact same, like all the same moves. And they're just like
So weird.
Something about that just it looks right.
Yeah.
That trips me out.
Floyd, what's your annoying ministry thing?
Yeah, I can't.
Shut up. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
No?
What?
I
You're
mean-
the
No.
biggest-
This is fun.
No, he about church
No,
all the
he
time.
sees himself as like, I never get mad.
No.
at stuff."
I know I get
don't-
mad about things, but nothing that.
When I don't look at the calendar.
Oh, okay. There is that. Like, that's
so
not.
many-
but that's
so
not about.
so many things like that.
Wait, I thought the question was about God and spirituality.
No, it's church.
Oh, about
was,
church?
getting defensive.
Church-
Hold
yeah,
on then.
Something in
because this is going to be a while.
church, God, spirituality, anything in that realm.
Yeah, so church stuff. I believe that there should be like a certain order to things, and so when things around the church don't get put back in the same place twice, that irritates me.
Like the Illuminati type of order.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like
New
that.
World Order.
yeah, both those work.
It
Yeah.
is irritating that calendar stuff. Like Josh never looks at his calendar.
Instacart
He's
orders.
not wrong.
There's different orders.
Instacart orders. Instacart orders.
Yeah, that's good.
Does the
Instacart
Illuminati
orders bug me.
Instacart?
100%.
Oh my
They would be
gosh.
amazing.
100%.
I need a. What do they do?
Yeah.
I don't know what to order. I don't know what you do.
Well,
Your
everything,
menu sucks.
Everything in my mind that they're going to order, I probably shouldn't
I
say
probably
on
shouldn't say on the
public.
podcast. I need you to install a dictator.
How's that work?
Can I Instacart that?
It's a $35.
I feel
fee.
like Floyd has, because I've got a big portion of this mindset that I still am letting go of, but it's like, this is the right way to do something.
Yes.
And it's like, oh yeah, I did it differently. And it's like, so you did it wrong, you mean? And they're
Right.
like, no, I did it differently. And it's like, oh, I don't, like, if it's different than the way I
Yeah.
think, then it's wrong.
To prove your theory, I want to skin a lot of cats, so then I can actually say there's more than one way to skin a cat. I feel like you have to skin a
yeah.
lot to be able to claim that.
Well, just twice, actually.
That's more than one way.
Yeah, more than one way.
way.
Yeah.
So
And I think for me, like trying to get over that and trying to heal from that is waiting until the task is completed. And if the end result is good, then I don't care about the process. There are times that the process matters, but in certain things, it's just task oriented. Do the task however you want, but get it done on time and make sure you're following the calendar.
He's real big on the calendar.
I am big on the
folks.
calendar.
yeah.
He's really...
Which actually I'm not as much anymore because I'm not the one that's running the calendar.
You know what's weird?
So-
I'm going
That's
to say
good.
something
That's
about you
good.
that I think is interesting. You were such a stickler about calendar stuff, and you were late to everything.
That
now,
is-
and now,
that
wait,
is
I'm going to finish it.
hilariously true.
Now you actually are less a stickler about the calendar, and you're on time
More
all the
on time.
time.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? That's
is
a
weird.
real thing. Like, you're
is kinda odd.
It is
Grace
kind of
for
odd.
self.
I'm thinking through it, and I think you're right.
Yeah, he's
He
more.
is-
he's
he
on
is-
time all the time now.
He is late way less for almost never.
Yeah,
And he's pretty chill about the calendar now.
yeah. That is
What
a
an
really
odd
weird
concept.
Yeah, that is because it's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
You're very
Your
very
regimen
right.
has changed.
And I wonder if it's because I was so focused on the count. Like we all do multiple things, and so when
Like
I was
two.
calendaring everything,
multi
I was trying to layer too many things in one time frame.
layer.
And also,
Oh, yeah, I see what you're
it
saying.
could also be because I've taken a module off from teaching, so I'm not teaching right now.
Oh, that makes a difference.
So
Yeah.
I have one less thing on my plate.
It's funny though. It's a funny spiritual. It has a funny spiritual connotation with it. That like when I'm a stickler about not sinning, it's like focusing on that.
Oh,
when
my
I'm
gosh.
focusing on when I'm uber religious about doing my quiet time, I
Yeah.
find that I do it less.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas if I just am like burden off, let's just run after Christ, whatever that looks like. I want to read my Bible more. I want to have more quiet times. It's so funny how it's like when I'm aggressive about something, I'll do the worst at it.
When I literally stopped saying I'm having a quiet time, I've never missed a time.
Isn't that
Literally
funny?
got rid of that term from my life, and then I've never missed, like ever.
because I think it's because the focus then becomes on the negative aspect of it, right? You're so focused on doing it.
Well, I wouldn't
or
even say
avoiding
I
it.
wouldn't say it's negative. That's not. I wouldn't say it's the negative aspects. It's that you're focusing on the task,
Right.
versus focusing on the person you're meeting with.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Like I'm
good.
not going to focus
That's
on
good.
having a date with my wife. I'm just going to focus on loving my wife, and then I'm going to have more dates with her.
And it's going to be that's going to be a natural outcome
Yeah.
of
sure.
Yeah.
Isn't
I
that's
literally
actually crazy.
wake up looking forward to talking to God.
Exactly.
Like as opposed to being like, I'm gonna have a, and like even then, because I'm gonna have a quiet time, it's almost like get dressed, sit down,
Yes.
get coffee. Like for me, I don't do any of that now.
So that's what I, was
just
going to
wake
say.
up and talk to God.
Is
Right.
for me, I changed the definition in my head of what a quiet time was. So before, I had to prepare it, and I had to sit with, and I would get my Bible out, I'd get my journal out,
Yes.
I'd have a Greek dictionary with
cigar.
me. There'd be a study time.
Oh,
Well, this was
that'd
back
make it
when
better.
that would make it. I would actually do it more if I had that.
Oh.
And I had to make it this thing, and I had a defined idea of what a quiet time was. And then I went, or what if any time I focus on being still and knowing that God is God, and that's my quiet time, and it could be 30 seconds, it could be 30 minutes. I didn't put parameters on it.
None.
And now I'm like, oh. So you start to understand why Paul says, I pray unceasingly.
Yeah.
You go, I get it, because you're constantly talking to and thinking about and listening to God.
We take
easy.
something that's very organic. The relationships are very organic, something that happens very natural. And we try to put it within this box and make it something where we're just checking off the task list.
Yeah.
You're going to mess it up every time.
Isn't that
man.
crazy?
Yeah.
We said this at some point. Christians just need to relax more.
Yeah.
We should be so much more relaxed about this. It is finished by no work of yours.
Yeah.
So calm down.
We talk about a relationship, but I listen to the way Christians talk about their quiet times with God. I'm like, looks like no relationship on the planet, and none of them doesn't look healthy. It's very rigid. It's very. It's even shame filled.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not this healthy dynamic of like that. God loves me. I love Him. I'm looking forward to talking with Him, spending time with Him.
Isn't that
in fact,
funny? Yeah.
And then like seeing the Bible as fatherly instruction, where the Lord leads me into some scripture, saying, "Hey, I got something good for you today. Like, check this out." Like you would share a TED talk with someone or a podcast, being like, "Hey, this would probably be really good for you where you're
Yeah.
at right now." That's where God shares scripture with us like that. Like, hey, check this out. This is probably gonna be really good for you.
Yeah, isn't it funny that you would never go on a date with your wife? Like we take our spouse out.
No, end there.
Only
end
spouse.
There. Oh, no, just end.
You would never. That's all.
it. That's it.
Anyway, my other question from, but you would never sit down and be like, okay, the first 15 minutes of the meal, we're going to do this. We're going to talk about this. I'm going to read you this, like, and then the next 20 minutes. But that's how we set up quiet time.
Please do that.
We literally.
Please do that tonight.
Are there?
Here's what we're doing.
Is there anything too though? Because like same thing.
I like
very
this.
very
Discipline.
organic. Is there anything too the reason why we can get there is because we did take time of creating a discipline at one stage of our life.
I like this a lot. It's a good
and
point.
so now it's created a hunger in us for that.
Yeah.
Hence the class we'll be teaching tonight, which is all about a discipline.
100%.
About practicing some discipline.
I love that. That's a good bring around to,
Balance.
I
That's
think
a
yeah,
balance.
the other side of it, where there is a time in our lives that we need discipline.
Yeah.
There's a time in your life where you need to write down, like, you need to have a budget. You have to write down every friggin' dollar that comes in and out. You need to see it. You need to understand it so that you can be more organic and relaxed later on in life.
You do calendar.
That's a good point.
You calendar date nights with your wife, right? You
There's a season you have
say,
to
like,
write
I
it
have to
down.
write this
Yeah, I
down,
was
like
gonna
make
say,
sure it
yeah.
happens. So that is it, and so it is.
Well, and when
depending on where
you-
you're at in the journey.
When you were pursuing them, right? When before they became our wives, we were very intentional about that pursuit.
I'm more intentional now.
Yeah, don't read the comments after that.
We planned things. And now it can be much more organic because
Yeah.
we've developed over
Meaning it
time.
won't happen.
No, this is actually, I really like this because that's, I think, one of the biggest mistakes that we make as husband or wives, as spouses, is that you're really intentional where you're both pursuing a lot. And then you get so comfortable with somebody that you end up not spending a lot of time with them. So the seasons that we'll go through, there might be a time where it's like, we don't need to even try to spend time together. We're spending all our time together.
So, and I don't mean as much that, like, I mean, but you know, when you started pursuing Ashley,
she ran after me. I didn't have to do
Yeah.
anything.
you
It was-
trapped her in a corner with a
She-
mop.
That's right.
Paint.
Well,
we
paint.
were painting. Yeah.
So
That's good memory, by
this
the way.
is a
That's
true story.
impressive.
Good
Yeah,
callback.
that's a really good callback.
So I wanted to know things about Stephanie. So I inquired, I learned, I gathered information.
It's called
from
stalking
people.
in most
researching.
cases.
Yeah,
It's so much easier now with the internet too.
I'm watching the Netflix You. He sounds just like that
Yeah.
that
That
TV show.
was a joke my son just told me.
you. Yeah.
He said there's a difference between stalking and like knowing a person well. And the person said, yeah, like for me, for instance, I like to go swimming. And the person goes, yeah, I know. And I was like, oh, that's a funny joke. That's
That's
my
a
kid.
really
That's a
good-
great
well
joke.
done.
My
That's
kid
really
thought it was
good.
great. Anyway.
But you learned their interests so that you could plan a date properly. So to try to impress them. And so I mean, like with now, I don't have to try. It doesn't take work to plan a date properly to make Steph happy because time has given me a frame of reference to know the things that she enjoys. And so we don't do those things.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
That's that's a great.
great. That's
It's
good.
a fun.
It's a good balance.
It's a fun nuance, I think, because
Yeah.
I think I go back and forth with there's nothing wrong with disciplines. You could be uber disciplined. That's the season that you're in.
Especially if you're like, if I don't plan this, I'm not going to spend time with God.
Right.
Like where you're like, no, I have to. And I remember being like that. and
For
being like-
sure.
And they're also like, my mind will wander. Like
Yeah.
if I don't get out of my bed, I'm going to it's never going to happen. Like
Right.
for some people.
Yeah.
For me, I wake up like raring to go. You know what I
Super-
mean?
yeah,
I'm
wanting
super
to get out of
awake.
bed, yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, this is really cool. It's a perfect. In fact, if I get out of bed, instead of praying in bed, I'll probably start doing other stuff.
Oh yeah, that'll
So for me,
distract you.
good.
so I'm actually better off saying stay where I'm at and
Yeah.
just have a connection with God right now before I even start the day. So it really is. There really is a kind of a nuance
Yeah.
to how this works. for
We're
you.
all
Because-
wired differently. Some of us really like it is better if we sit down and plan it out and get our journal and Bible and all that. And for others, it's like, no, I'm going to go for a walk.
Somebody reads devotion. Like my wife will read a
Reads
devotional.
devotions,
I
yeah.
couldn't even comprehend.
Does
reading
she
a
do that
devotion.
still?
Yeah.
That is hard
Jesus
for me.
Calling. Sarah, whatever her name is, but it's
Do you remember? It
loves
was
it.
called the Bread of Life devotional.
Our
it
Daily Bread.
came
Our
in the-
Daily
the
bread.
bread.
It
I read
came in a
bread.
bread loaf
I
with
read
the
it all the
cards
time.
come out
I
of
have
it.
my mom's on my bookshelf.
There's
I read it
something
all the time.
nostalgic about
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
for me. What's funny is I made fun of it.
Our utmost for his highest.
Oh.
I read that a ton.
I think it's my utmost for his highest.
Is
but
that what
it's
it is?
fine. Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's very selfish.
Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
just me. It's funny because I made fun of all that, especially and my utmost for his highest, but the Daily Bread for sure. I made fun of it. I'm like, this is so dumb. And I remember picking one up and being like, all right, that's pretty good though.
Yeah.
And then I read another one. I was like, okay, this is really profound. They're amazing.
This is very
They were
help- this is
so
helpful
good.
stuff.
This is oddly helpful.
in
yeah.
the cheesy plastic bread loaf
Was
is weird.
so funny.
But it's
So good.
It's precious to me, and I have my mom's.
Yeah, that's reminded me that there have been a number of really cheesy Christian sayings that I'm like, that is so stupid and simple and that's ridiculous. And then I get older and I'm like, but it's pretty good.
They're really true.
It's pretty true. I don't like that they're cliches, but they kind of are totally true.
Nope. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
It's so lame and it's so good.
True.
It's so good.
It's such a good, it's a very simple evangelism tool.
Yeah, I wish I was
care
more
for people.
rhymey like that in my sermons. Like I don't have I think you're one of the best I've ever known at it. Just rhymey and catchy, and it's like
Jay Smooth.
It's like it is. It's a little Jay Smooth coming out. Is what it feels
Try and
like.
find that image online and put that in the podcast.
Oh.
I dare you.
You will.
I dare you to try and find that.
No, somebody, Micah. I can send you the picture. Micah sent me a picture before.
Do it.
I will.
Oh, please.
But yeah, that is like you're so good at that, and they're so lame, but dang it, they're good and catchy and right. And I'm like, okay, it's helpful to remember things.
They're really weird. I don't even get it. And it's telling Ryan, like, I don't plan any of them. All of a sudden, they just come out, and they do kind of they have a meter to them, and I don't mean it.
They totally do. It's like Jesus is the reason for the season. And you're like, that's so, it's pretty true.
No,
He's the reason.
Yeah.
No, that's right. Okay, good. I like that.
We've had enough good church talk. Let's see what Reddit's got.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, this is there's some fun questions here. You can save one fictional character who dies in their story from dying, who saved them from dying. Change the official plot forever. Who do you save?
Thanos. He was right, and you know
You've
it.
been talking about that for 2 weeks. Did you set this question? He's been on the Thanos. You've been on a Thanos kick. I actually walked by a conversation, and all of a sudden I hear Thanos like, this you're still talking about Thanos.
I struggle with some of the tough decisions in life that I'm like, I think it's really sad, but after about a generation or two, he made the universe a better place. And it kind of breaks my heart.
Wait, when snapping all the people dead?
Yes. He made resources
Which
for everyone
Marvel character
now.
died from the snap?
Half.
A bunch of them.
No, I know who. Give me.
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
He
Yeah.
went to dust.
Black Panther died from the snap?
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
No, Hawkeye was that with his
don't
kids.
know.
Yeah, no, Hawkeye was with his kids. It was Hawkeye's
Tom
family.
Holland.
Oh, his
Spider-Man.
family died.
Yeah,
Peter Parker
Spider-Man.
disappeared.
Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man died.
I think the Winter
Spider-Man's
Soldier
kinda
did.
worthless. Let's be honest. So
Did Winter Soldier?
Didn't Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Oh,
I think so, yeah.
I think Groot. Didn't Groot go away?
Yeah, because the what's the Ratchet? No, what's the guy? What's
Yeah,
the
isn't it Ratchet? The little no. Rocket.
Rocket?
Yeah.
Rocket like held him as that is a powerful fictional
That was
scene.
sadder to me
Win
than
the
Tom
ring.
Holland.
So okay.
Yeah, Tom Holland. I actually wasn't that sad at all.
So you're saving Thanos. Here's the problem. He dies after he snaps. So everybody's still gone if you save Thanos.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good
So
point.
you're like, I'm gonna save Thanos. Like, wait, didn't
Yeah.
change anything.
Yeah.
Everybody's still
I
dead.
feel like think about it. Think about how happy he was just farming on that planet. And then they're like, we got to kill him
I've
now. I'm
never
like, hey,
heard
jerks,
anybody-
you didn't do anything.
I've never heard anybody generate empathy for Thanos before in my life.
He
I
was
look
a
forward
good
to
No,
man.
I think he was one of the villains that had the more generated empathy because they let you into his
Thank you,
intentions
Josh.
and his reasons, what he witnessed on his own planet. I think they did a good job with that, which made
Thank
him
you.
a more formidable foe.
You heartless man.
Yes, sir.
I'm so sorry that the universe's greatest killer of all time, I don't have much empathy for. I'm so sorry.
Okay,
I
but
apologize.
for real.
The Groot murderer.
What fictional character would you save and that would change their story?
Fictional character. Okay, so, Bambi's mom. That's it. The movie ends
Yeah.
right there in the first 5 seconds. We never have to watch it again.
They get away.
Like she's like, and then all of a sudden you look and she's like, oh, it's just
It
run
just
off.
misses.
Yeah, and she just runs off.
Yeah,
They
well,
just
that
run
was
off.
scary.
That's fun.
Yeah, I don't mind
End.
it.
The end.
Yeah.
That's it.
Staying with Marvel, it'd be interesting if Tony Stark stayed around.
yeah,
That would be because honestly,
movies would be better.
it would be like it feels like to me, like on a non-fictional character, on an actual guy, like Nikola Tesla. I wish that he was around for a lot longer, and we could have. I think we'd be further in our evolution if he were around. Like if you were to kill Elon Musk right now, I'd be like, gosh, dang it, we're gonna miss a lot. With Tony Stark, you're like, dude, the guy's brilliant. Like, what
Yeah.
more
Right.
could he have created?
Yeah.
A few guys like that.
No, Steve Jobs same way because like Steve Jobs goes away and Apple's like bigger iPads.
Well,
We're like, what?
have you ever heard Bill Burr's bit? on Steve Jobs?
No.
Oh my gosh. Look it up. He talks about, he's like, I don't get what the big deal is about the guy. He goes, it's a really big deal that he forced a bunch of nerds to make a cool phone. He didn't make it. And he just goes off about how he doesn't see the hype with
That's
Steve Jobs.
hilarious.
It's so good. That's
I'm
a
trying
toughie.
to think of even a character. Titanic.
The Titanic
Jack
actually-
doesn't die.
But the Titanic actually happened. That's a real story.
Well, Jack he was also real.
You don't- I think he
it
might have been.
Jack doesn't die, and then we don't lose the heart of the ocean. It
Oh,
feels so
the heart of
stupid
the
to do
ocean.
it.
That's the
We
dumbest
just
part of
keep
that
the heart of the
movie.
ocean because that's a good idea to keep that thing.
No, I'd have killed Jack, and I would have actually ended up killing her too. She falls
Rose?
off Rose falls off the door. Gosh,
now-
you know who I would save though is the band who's playing on their way out.
Love it.
You know what? Save them. Rose.
I like that
Sink.
they're like, you know what? Let's keep playing. I'm like, said by no one ever.
Said by that's the dumbest thing ever.
Literally in the midst of like the most horrifying scene of
I
all
also
time.
love that like a captain goes down with the ship. It's like, why? No, get off the boat.
Yeah.
This is so
The
dumb.
real story is 30 iPhones capturing him throwing women and children out of the way as he steals a boat.
exactly. That's exactly
I'm trying
right.
to think of characters that like the most impactful deaths for the plot as well as to the audience.
Obi-Wan? Yoda?
No, pick every character in Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Everybody dies in Game
you're
of
right.
Thrones.
We could
so
save
which
Joffrey.
ones with Joffrey? I'd
Save
save
him.
Joffrey,
Save Joffrey.
first.
That sounds good.
You know what about all the good things Joffrey did?
Robb
Last
Stark?
Kingdom, the monk baby, the monk kid. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was probably
Oh,
that was the
that
saddest.
was
That was
great.
the saddest death in the
Yeah.
whole show.
That was very sad.
I mean,
You're
it
right.
had nothing to do with plot, so that's
No, that didn't
pertaining to
drive it.
but,
It didn't drive it.
the best answer I've seen on here is Wilson.
Oh, that's hilarious.
yeah,
Castaway.
Tool Time's neighbor.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Tim Allen's neighbor. in
Hi
Tool
ho,
Time?
neighbor. No,
Yeah, he went
Wilson
to peek
and,
over the fence once. And he impaled himself on the fence.
from
That was the end of
Castaway.
it, and ruined the
Oh,
whole
that was
show.
sad.
That is a great answer. Well
Yeah.
done, Reddit.
What?
I was just gonna say thanks for showing us how little we cared about characters who died.
That's it. On Ask Reddit, what everyday activity did you do wrong for years before someone finally showed you an important trick?
Activity you do wrong for years.
Interesting.
Someone shows you an important trick. That is sadly a lot for me. I'm constantly telling you guys like I didn't know that. I
Can
just
you
found
think-
out
Oh,
that
that's true, yeah.
fan could spin the opposite direction this year. I didn't know fans could do that. So
That is true. He didn't know that.
I
That is
did not
amazing.
know that. And there's a lot of stuff like that. I feel like all the time, like, hey, I'm not lying. I didn't know
Yeah,
this.
I think my favorite one for you is that, like, literally learning dental hygiene. That was like a
Yeah.
thing that you had to learn as an adult.
Yeah, I first had to learn what like hygiene was.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh my gosh, what was that?
That's not wrong either. No, that's all true. It's true.
It's made the podcast so much more enjoyable.
You
for
thought it was
everybody
It
else.
has.
greeting
That-
your neighbor? Hi,
It's
Jim.
actually the only reason we smoke cigars.
That's
is
right.
because we're
Just
around Joe and we're like,
masking
oh,
it.
just mask it.
Masking
Now
the
it just
smell.
smells like cigars and ass.
Yeah, just BO ass and cigars. I remember, this sounds actually really funny, but I remember when I learned how to run.
Oh,
What?
you know,
because of
yeah,
sport,
like
like in
proper form.
football, they show you how to
Proper form. Yeah. So, no, I played football for years without really knowing. And then it was a friend of my sister's who was a track athlete. He actually went on to do amazing stuff. And he's like, dude, you run, like, it looks like you're working really hard to run. And I remember going like, yeah, it's running. It's a lot of work. He goes, dude, this will be, and then he showed me how to heel toe correctly. He showed me like how to align the knees and when my foot goes down, where the knee should be in the
Syncing
stride.
your breath with your stride.
I was like,
Yeah.
holy crap. There's a way to run properly.
I remember
That's
I learned how to
crazy.
shoot a gun. Like I'd shot guns a ton.
Yeah.
And then actually someone showed me how to shoot a gun. I was like, wow. Like it was
Which is-
wildly different.
If you remember, the question was what everyday thing. So it is good to
It is-
know.
No.
Your
This is every
everyday
day.
practice.
This is every day.
Oh, Joe's awake.
I was shooting sideways all the time. People are like, dude, no.
Dude, shoot
straight-
forward. Shoot forward.
I didn't forget the question.
I think for me it was. I just thought of it more than the gun thing.
It's true. The gun thing was a bit distracting.
An important trick. Actually,
man.
Floyd, you go. No, I forgot it.
It was recently when Joe taught us that we should put our socks on before our pants.
I just read this was on Reddit. I should have sent it to you guys. I forgot. It was an Ask Reddit question, and it said, for all you Redditors who put your pants on before your socks, what the hell is wrong with you? Was literally the Ask Reddit question, and I was like, thank you.
You're-
That is exactly
You're a
right.
genius. That's what you are.
It doesn't make sense.
It's a sign of things to come.
Didn't Urkel put his socks on over his pant
He
legs?
was super smart.
What other day?
It's not every day, but I love the life hacks where learning how to cut a watermelon differently. Do you ever see where you
100%.
and you pull it out? They're like giant sticks.
Yeah.
And so you actually can eat them without getting it all on the side of your face.
Yeah.
Genius.
But to me, that is part of eating a watermelon. Summertime in Fresno, a watermelon, and I love it.
Okay.
I think it's the best.
Where does watermelon rank on your favorite fruit? Just real quick.
It's way up there for
pretty
me.
high.
And
It
I
is
mean, like,
way up there.
so high. My wife doesn't like it at all.
Insane.
And I gave her papers the other day because of this. I just couldn't believe it.
Just papers.
That's the second time he
Boy,
said.
they're just like,
Hold these.
That's the second time he said "shut up" this week.
That's right. I don't like water. Shut up! Shut up! You keep watermelon's name out your mouth.
When I was a kid, I used to make watermelon ice cubes.
Oh yeah, come on, that's
Wait,
good.
would you squeeze the juice or freeze the watermelon?
No, I'd cut it in cubes and I put it in the little ice cube holders and I
Yeah.
put the trays
So you
in the
would
freezer.
freeze the actual
Yeah.
watermelon.
That's
Amazing.
Great. That's so good.
So good.
Yeah, I think watermelon's like 1 or 2. Grapes are up there too.
Really?
Grapes.
Grapes, I
are
can
good.
eat so many grapes.
Okay.
I love them. But
I
can eat
sent Josh
ton
a
of them.
bunch of like favorite questions. So I like this. Favorite fruit. And I'm not sure you can dethrone watermelon, to be honest with you.
I'm actually listening to see if you can dethrone one.
It's
Okay.
tough. Name some ones that are way up there. Peaches.
Peaches just go in
are-
there. I'm like,
Peaches.
peach,
and I
like
mean the best fruit. I don't mean
perfect
like
version
No,
of
I'm
it.
a
Mediocre.
pineapple guy. Pineapple is where it's
only
at.
from Hawaii.
what?
Yeah, I
Only
love
from Hawaii
pineapple.
where it's not as acidic.
No, I love the
Guatemala.
sour. I love sour
Right.
though.
You gotta go
So
somewhere.
Guatemala, I joke about this all the time. I feel like I've never had pineapple
That's what
until
I said when I
I
went
had
to
it
Hawaii.
in Guatemala
I've
and
never
went,
had it before.
oh, there's not a tartness sweet.
Nothing.
Or it's perfectly sweet.
It's so good.
It's
Thanks
amazing.
For, taking a dump on my favorite
Peaches.
fruit.
Peaches are when they're perfect.
A perfect peach.
I don't
is
know, man.
Shockingly
it's,
good.
It's
peach.
hard to beat a good peach,
It is
or
hard to beat a good
or a
peach.
nectarine. Obviously, same thing. But yeah,
This
that's
is
crazy.
unusual, but a good kiwi. A good kiwi is good if it's
Yeah.
cold.
I think
like
I have
I love kiwi.
I like kiwi and strawberries together.
Do you eat the skin
Yeah.
or not the skin with the kiwi?
You're the only person I've ever met that eats the skin.
no.
I eat the
No.
That's how you eat a
Of
kiwi.
a kiwi.
I
Eat
eat
it like
the
an
kiwi
apple.
too. I
You
eat
eat the
kiwi
skin of
It's
a
good for
kiwi?
you.
Yeah, eat it like
Yeah.
eat it like an apple.
Yeah, I
The
tried it
sour
once
to the
and it
sweet,
was-
the
I
sour to
couldn't
sweet
do it.
combo from the
Mine-
skin. To
So,
the
and I will
inside.
say sometimes like a plum, I think plum skin is way too tart.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
really?
so yeah,
I love
like,
it.
and I'll eat it. It's fine, but I like it when it's on a kiwi if
Wait.
it's really sweet and ripe.
You'll eat the skin of a kiwi, but not the skin of a plum.
Yeah, I don't think the skin of a kiwi is as tart to me. Maybe I just.
maybe you don't like
I
the
like the
texture.
tartness.
Maybe you don't like the
it's
texture.
It is the texture.
No, it is a little
If
weird.
you have the texture issue, that
I think number one is strawberry. Number two is pineapple. For me.
number one is strawberry.
love
Man,
strawberries.
we live
What
in
is wrong
very
with
different
you?
worlds. Yeah,
what
yeah.
Many
is wrong
things
with-
except my favorite
When
fruit.
did you put your socks on? Just
Yeah.
curious. Wanted to see.
Before my pants, Joe.
That's why. See,
What's weird though is
See, you're agreeing with this guy.
he doesn't put them on his feet though. That's the difference. That's
They go on your
what's
feet?
Weird. Yeah, exactly.
This is who you're aligning yourself with.
I love bananas. I don't think they'd be up in my top five.
I think I
Yeah,
couldn't live
they're
without
great
bananas,
in
but they're not
smoothies.
top five.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
They're a staple. They're like bread to me.
And that's the thing. What trips me out about bananas, and this is when we lose our whole audience, is that they have like one of the highest bricks content, like sugar content. They're really sugary, but they're not that sweet.
They're not that sweet.
It's kind of confusing. Like, how is there so much sugar in something that's not that sweet?
Yeah, I
weird.
adore
Is
that.
the
makes sense.
banana? Is the whole banana the seed, or the seeds are in the middle?
No, it's
right?
just-
The seeds are in the
bottom.
middle. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
The banana.
I don't think anything dethrone watermelon. I think for me, I think watermelon
can't.
wins.
Yeah, I think watermelon.
Even the
and
best
peaches-
peach, because watermelon is the most refreshing thing on the planet. Like it's just
A crisp
so refreshing.
apple. So pink ladies,
Love 'em.
or Honey Crisps
Pink
on a hot
ladies.
day is
Pink
I-
ladies are dominant.
I say this all the
Yeah.
time. I eat Gala, but they're not the best. But that's what I eat all the time because they're just so cheap.
Yeah, and they're not that.
I
great.
call them
They're gr-
Gala.
they're- Really?
Yeah, Gala
I, guess not-
apples.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
the Gala is a word,
yeah.
so we always say Gala.
Huh. You also say plaza.
I do say.
You say
I love
plaza
your
also.
face when you're saying
Plaza,
like
plaza.
you have to shape your face to
I
say
do
that word.
because it's hard for me to pronounce like
Wait.
hard vowels like
oh,
that.
I do remember how you said it. I was gonna like, do you say plaza? No, you say plaza.
Plaza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's plaza in the Midwest.
Yeah, that was funny.
We were driving, you're like plaza.
Plaza.
Oh, I remembered the activity that it's like better for me. I used to, because my dad would have his wallet in his back pocket, and so when I was a kid and I grew up, I'm like, now I have a wallet, and now I put it in my back
Oh,
pocket
yeah.
like my dad. And throughout high school, my back would just feel
you can ask
terrible.
In a second. You can ask in a second.
And then I would notice, like, man, my back feels bad because I have it in my back pocket. And then I moved it to my front pocket. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, this is the everyday thing you learned.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remembered.
I feel like that's learning the fan goes the other way. Like that's
Well,
weird.
that's what the
Yeah.
question was.
know, it is.
So you currently keep your wallet in the front pocket.
Correct.
Where do you keep your wallet?
I carry a money clip, so it's in the front.
So front.
I keister everything.
I don't want anything in my pockets, so I just have learned to keister everything I carry.
I've got spare clothes up there.
Are
I've
you
got
are you a
everything
back? I'm trying to think. I don't know where you keep your wallet.
in my bag? I don't carry it in my pocket.
You don't carry it in your pocket at all.
Ever, unless I'm going to stupid Walmart who doesn't take Apple Pay.
I don't
take my
think
wallet
I
out.
have the courage or faith to not have my wallet on me at all times. Like I'd be terrified
No,
if it weren't
I'm
on.
stupid.
My,
Let's be
maybe
honest.
okay. That's what
I am.
it's okay.
I look at it every time I put it in my bag. Melissa, you're a stupid.
This is a
you're
bad
stupid,
idea.
stupid man.
Yeah, I remember because I remember I was young, and I went to Mexico, if I'm not mistaken, for the first time, and one of my leaders was like, "Hey, just put your wallet in they're easier to pickpocket when they're in the back pocket."
Right.
And then I moved it to the front, and I never went back. And now I keep it in my front pocket.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Floyd, do you have an everyday thing that you do that you've learned? Floyd, do you realize we're on a podcast?
Well,
I've
thought
got one.
I thought we moved on. From
I've got
that,
one that
and
I've
so
thought about. I
yeah.
thought about this morning because this is goofy, but I straightened my beard this morning only
Yeah.
because it was so out of control, and so I've got like a hot brush and I straightened it, and it's kind of like
So sexy.
straggly.
Oh.
And I was thinking like you recently learned really great beard care.
Yeah,
technique.
your beard game has gone up.
I'd say it was probably a year ago.
I just told him the other day.
8 months
he
ago?
looks so much more handsome
Oh,
now
looks
than he did when he was like
fantastic.
30.
Yeah.
He had weird hair,
100% agree.
baby beard,
Yeah, beard. Your
or
beard,
a mustache. Didn't you have a
beard
mustache at one
styling.
point?
Just a goatee.
Just a
never
goatee.
just a mustache.
Oh, were you in the goatee crew?
I was in the goatee.
Everybody
crew.
was.
Oh,
And
Everybody was in the
man.
goatee.
Don't play bass.
Josh was in the goatee. No.
Were you in a goatee?
No.
I said it serious when I turned.
Actually,
I
man,
looked over and went,
that was the
dude,
sweetest thing you've ever. Like, oh,
the greatest compliment I've ever
possible
given.
for your Korean
For
genes.
his genetics, it's 3 hairs this long.
I was
Which I
telling.
love
I told
so
Joe
much.
yesterday.
9 inches long.
I'll get like a random whisker,
He
and if
pulls
I
it out.
don't pull it out or like shave it, because I get a little peach fuzz around here, but it'll just grow like 2 inches long. This one whisker,
It's amazing.
and I can use it to like sense things.
like curve feelers for your face.
It's like a cat.
There's
Like,
a
how
br-
can I squeeze through this
There's
door?
there's a fly around me.
That's hilarious.
That is-
yeah, you've upped your beard game quite a bit.
It's legit.
So one thing that I do that's unusual, this I don't like, it's every day for me, but beard oil, putting beard oil on because my beard's relatively long. The dropper.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me this.
Instead of just putting it into your hand, and because the point of beard oil is to get to your skin, so instead of putting it in my hand and trying to rub it through, I actually just insert the dropper until it's touching my skin and apply a little bit of oil
smart.
directly on the skin.
I need to get. It's funny as I told Trey, I need to get beard oil because I'm out of beard oil.
There's a great local company called Blurry.
Yeah,
Yeah, Blurry Beauty, and they have
sponsored, not sponsored.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, Blurry.
Blurry. We're here.
Shout out.
Don't really understand how that fits with
okay.
beard, but
If
sure.
you have,
You move
Blurry
really.
Beauty.
If you move really fast.
if you want to get your product out to 7 to 8 people,
Yep.
this is the podcast.
And
you
they
wanna
their stuff smells
sponsor.
really nice and clean. And then the other one that I use is
fresh and so clean.
the name of the company just went out of my head.
Got
focused.
blurry?
It's
Oh.
focused.
Focused. It's not blurry.
Very
There it
focused.
is.
Their competitor.
They have like Cuban cigar beard oil
No way.
Why?
and black leather.
Why?
beard
Why
oil.
would I want either of those on my face?
That's interesting.
They smell amazing.
They're-
Do
Why
they smell
would
good?
you want to
They do
smell
smell
like
good.
a Cuban cigar in your beard?
I mean, kind of. Now that
Yeah.
he says it a little bit.
Do you really? Do you want to smell like leather?
Well,
like
I mean-
leather face Ryan.
I mean,
Is that what you want?
there's.
That's what you say about this face.
That's what I
You say
was.
about
That's
this
where
face
I
all
was
the
going.
time.
We want to smell like it, not look like it.
You just make fun of it because you're like, but that's natural.
It's
The
Italian.
leather face is a natural Italian look.
This is how Italians age.
A lot of
We
men's,
age like a fine saddle.
a lot of men's products have leather, wood,
Like a fine
smoke.
saddle.
Those
Yeah, I just said what's funny is I brought in 2 new candles, and one of the candles I brought in is
I hope they're behind
spiced
me
tobacco.
because you pointed right at my face.
They're right behind you. I'm staring at them. One of them is spiced tobacco. I love it so much. I brought it immediately, and that's actually what's funny is maybe I'll just rub the candle on my face because they make beard wax.
They do make beard wax, yeah.
I don't use it.
Have you ever used beard? I've never used beard wax.
I did. So there was a short period of time, I think it was during COVID, where I started to grow out the handlebars.
Nope.
And I was able to twist them and pull them up. And I did it once, and I was in the mirror, and I had just grown them long enough to twist, and they were up. And my wife walked into the bathroom. This is not a joke. She walked in, and she goes, "No." And that was it. And I went, "Oh." And so I shaved them. I didn't never have them again. She just immediately, "Nope." Okay.
Steph hates it, and I was there. I was at the point where they were
It's so
they were
dumb looking.
Great.
It is.
It's
What's
so
weird though?
dumb looking.
I wasn't going to
It
curl
works
them.
on some guys.
You
I
didn't
wasn't
curl
gonna,
them?
I wasn't going
Find
to curl
one.
them, but I would
Find one.
And my barber is my son, and he goes, "Mom doesn't like those." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you piece of crap!"
It's funny because there is something. Even doing it, I was like, it changes you. Like it changes your look drastically.
You have a dumb smiley face on your upper lip.
You're
all
right.
the time.
And it's funny because I was kind of with Josh where I'm like, some guys could pull that off. And you're like, find one. I'm like, no, he's right. He's right.
The
Nobody could
only
do that well.
example I can think of is like a guy who's running like a circus show.
Okay, that's more of a,
Like if he
that's more of
doesn't
a
have-
tool for
if
the
he-
for the
Yeah, that's like a
trade.
character.
Like if he doesn't have the twisty mustache, I'm like,
yeah, I don't believe
they had
he
a low
He
budget.
can't whip a lion
Yeah.
without a twisty mustache.
That's
I
not
agree.
impossible.
Right.
That lion's gonna be not afraid.
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
What's that with that regular mustache?
Why
What
does
it
it make
is-
a horse sound?
Is,
You've never heard a lion?
that's how, is that, yeah. That's
Something
how
wrong with this lion.
Yeah.
My education system in Chicago was not great.
It's what the lion's actually not afraid. He's just laughing so
Oh
hard
my
at the
gosh.
mustache. That's why it works.
Free Life soap is the other beard oil. that I
Free
use.
Life soap.
Free Life soap. That's
Why do you have
beard
the
These
oil.
names
weirdest, the worst
don't
name
make-
companies
are
ever?
not correlated to
They're
beards
not
at
beard
all.
oil.
Hey,
Well, one's a
thinking
soap
about
company that started making a beard oil, and one is a beauty company that started making a beard oil.
I mean, Blurry doesn't work for a.
doesn't work for anything.
makeup
Nobody wants to.
company either.
Nobody wants to be like, you know
What's
what I
a-
like about
what's
your
a
makeup?
good beard
You look
company
blurry.
name?
You look blurry. I can't really focus on your
Yeah.
face right now.
Maybe that is a good makeup
If
company.
you're- if you're
Actually,
super ugly.
that's actually a great makeup company.
It's distracting.
It's like, yeah, I can't really make out
Beard
that you're
company.
ugly.
Yeah. That's where sometimes I wear like really flashy clothes because I'm like, I'm ugly.
Yeah.
I just look at my feet. Look at my cool shoes.
If I'm opening a makeup
beard
company,
brand?
I'm calling it beer goggles. Like everybody looks at you,
Oh,
and you just
that's
look
not
better.
bad.
That's
That's
good.
not
Yeah, you look better.
beard goggles isn't bad.
Beard goggles.
I like it.
Beard goggles.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Okay, real quick. This is only because I thought that we were talking about favorite things, just because it made me think about this with church. We just had a great meeting with a couple who recently started coming to the church.
Bad decision.
So we told them this is a mistake. Most of the things that I think church people like look for in a church or what they want or why they leave a church is just preference, right?
For
100%.
sure.
I heard theology.
Like, no, they had a great example
And
of
I've actually
leaving
heard
for
some
theology.
people, like you're going to go meet with another person today, and he told some stories about leaving churches over theology.
Yeah, and I feel like that's when I know that the Christian is a mature Christian,
Right, because it's not
'Cause
about
they
the lights
leave
are
for
too
the right-
bright or the music's wrong.
But
It's
I feel like more
wearing
often
a-
than not, I get the preferences. Yeah, worship's too loud is one that we used
Don't
to hear
come here.
constantly.
And
It's very loud.
I'm not even saying if you're right or wrong with theology, but you're just like, this crosses a theological or moral line
Sure,
for me.
sure. That's not preference as
Yeah.
much as it is like
Yeah.
this is what I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
sure.
I don't know that people leave churches as much over theology, or it is that they just choose not to go to specific churches because of theology.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, theology shifts over time.
I had somebody
But
leave
it's
the
a weird
church over
concept.
lights on stage.
Yeah.
They left church over lights on stage.
Yeah.
That was real.
Is there a preference that this is difficult being pastors who
Mind
work
you,
in a church?
it was the complete shot-for-shot remake of every Kiss concert, so she wasn't wrong.
I'm not mad at that.
Actually, I'd
that
rather-
would make for a
That's my
great church
preference.
service.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is there a preference that you would leave a church over?
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of them, right?
A ton.
I want to be able to say like, no, that's an immature Christian thing to do.
A
But
ton.
then I'm like, if I don't like the worship style,
There is a.
that's half the service
it's
that I'm
the
probably not
number
showing
one
up for.
thing I would leave a church over.
Really?
is worship, right?
Yep.
And
Number one.
more than the preaching, huh?
More than preaching, because like you could be. I mean, again, if it's theologically accurate, but like the delivery's weird or whatever it might be, it's not that interesting. I'm fine with that.
That's funny.
But worship, I want to get into worship.
Yeah, there's a church that I worked at that brought in a guest speaker, He was probably the worst communicator I'd ever. He was boring. Everything. It was so lame. And about 6 minutes in, I realized this guy is theologically amazing.
Yeah.
Like it was some of the most it was one of the most powerful messages I've ever heard in my life.
Yep.
Everyone hated it. And they're like, well, he's never coming back. The staff talked about it. The congregation hated it. And I remember trying to like advocate for him. And I'm like, but did you listen to him? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
Why would we listen? And I thought, I can get past bad speaking.
Me too.
But if it's again,
accurate.
not
It's
even if
good.
it's bad worship, it might be phenomenal worship that's just not my style. I'm probably not going to be
I'm
there.
out.
Interesting.
Yeah, worship's massive.
And here, the second one would be is if they had bad kids ministry, and if I had kids, I'd be like, I'm out. Like I really, really care about that. It's not moral.
huge.
It's not theological. I'm just
Yeah.
like, no, I really want my kids to connect with God here.
Yeah.
So
This is a good question to end on here. What small things in life make
that was
you
very
happy?
passive aggressive, by the way. Do you want to end the podcast?
I will say though, it was a good.
It was good, but I didn't like it.
I mean,
'cause
I
my
don't know
cigar, I
if
have a
it's,
lot of
I don't know
cigar
if
left.
that's my thing is that we have so
You
much.
said the length
cigar
of a
left.
cigar. What the hell
Yeah,
were
we
you
didn't say the
talking
length
about?
of 3/4 of
What
a
do you-
cigar.
The guy who's editing maybe shouldn't also be running the time on the podcast.
I mean, he does have all the power,
He does have all the power.
and we will gladly give it to
He'll
you.
just turn it off and like, let's keep talking.
So our
podcast
third-
ended a long time ago. He's like, I'm editing to this point. No, keep talking.
So our third to the last question, what is it?
What small things in life make you happy?
Oh,
Tegan,
I was like,
That was
what?
pretty
Oh,
good.
she's tiny.
That's pretty good.
Man, first thing that came to my mind is cigars.
Cigars.
They legit make me happy. Is that bad? Is it bad
no, it's a sign of
that I
addiction. though.
It is, huh?
It is a sign of addiction.
Like it brings me. It
I
actually
don't feel
helps
that
me
way.
relax.
Nope. Not
Well,
for me. I do it out of for friends. I just do it. So
I
you
think
guys
that-
still like
I
me.
hate
The
cigars.
truer
these-
sign of addiction would be is if your happiness is completely or mostly dependent upon having a cigar.
Which
Dang
is
it,
true.
really?
That's accurate. You have not misstated it. You have stated it. You've actually stated my heart. I felt like you just laid my heart bare on the podcast. And I'm feeling very vulnerable.
You
No,
want
that's
to-
true.
Yeah.
I would agree. I could not have a cigar and
I
be
can actually
super
think
happy.
of an
I cannot have another cigar for an hour and be super happy.
yeah.
Ooh, an
Okay,
hour.
so cigars.
Burned it again.
do it again?
There is a crater in your.
Stop it! I know. Okay, I know. You don't have to point this.
He's made an
out.
ashtray in his
Yeah,
windscreen. What small things in life make you guys happy?
bad.
Well, go ahead. I'm stuck on cigars. He stole my answer.
Yeah, I'm cigars. I think is
have,
the winner.
I have a great one that I realized yesterday.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. I tried to unpack this with my wife because I'm like, where's the stem from? I went shopping with my oldest son, who's 11, almost 12, last night. We walked through Tuesday morning. Not a sponsor, but we take Tuesday morning as a sponsor. Have you been to Tuesday morning?
Never even heard of
And
it.
the Ruby
Even know what it
Tuesdays.
is.
Was it
Tuesday
yesterday?
morning.
Did you go
yeah.
on Tuesday?
I went last night.
Okay, that's Tuesday night.
Tuesday morning?
Tuesday night.
You went to Tuesday morning and
Tuesday
Tuesday
night.
night.
Tuesday
Okay.
night.
It is your nightmare of a shop. It is a giant knick-knack crap.
Oh, why would you
It's
go
almost
there?
like a Ross, but they're trying to be like a World Market,
Mm-hmm.
but they're like a cheaper discount World Market thing. Is there a monster behind me?
No, there's
No.
there's
What's-
Kelly and a stranger walking through there.
Okay.
He's
So
an unhappy stranger.
we go to Tuesday
Shouldn't say
morning.
that too
My
loud.
He
son
might
and
be a
I-
monster.
yeah, right. And we walked by the candle aisle, and my son and I spent 30 minutes smelling candles, laughing hysterically. We bonded over candles, and I came home and I'm like, why do I like candles? So I bought 5 or 6 candles just because.
Are they the
we lo-
Woodwicks?
They're all different ones. So 2
he
of them
bought
are over there.
Woodwicks, which did smell good.
Woodwicks are the best.
Just so
I
you
think the
know,
Woodwicks
this
are
is so
amazing.
weird. I think
Sponsor.
candles are the dumbest smelling. Hate all of it. About 5 years ago, like
What-
candles are amazing.
gosh, yeah.
Literally, that is exactly what happened.
I don't know what happened.
And
I think
in
'cause
my mind-
I think humans got smellier, and candles are saving.
What
me.
is sandalwood?
Oh,
That's like
yeah,
the most
yeah, yeah.
prominent smell.
It's the
and it's
shoe,
great.
the sandal when you wear the sandal for a long time, but it's
It's-
made of wood
and
and
it
it gets
petrifies?
off.
Have you
Yeah,
not-
yeah, and then you.
Have you not
it's
seen
like,
it? It looks a lot like this. It's very similar.
That's accurate.
Similar
That's
texture.
accurate. But it was so weird, and I came home. I'm like, I don't know what weird like piece of my psyche is tied to candles now. I love them so much.
I'm with you. I don't know why. I used to make fun of Lisa. She's like, let's go to the candle store. I'm like, no. But now I'm like, She bought a new can. I'm like, oh yes.
Why is it so fun?
They're so great.
That's such a small thing that I am way into, and they legit make me happy.
Floyd's got something.
Yeah.
No, a good scent. There's just something about a good scent.
Yeah, if you can make your beard smell like Darby's ass from Harry Potter.
Oh, no, I
like a new
actually-
beard
I
oil?
Don't know who Darby is.
I know who
Wait,
Dobby
no,
is.
Dobby.
Dobby.
Darby is his cousin.
I don't know who Darby is.
It's probably he was the evil house elf. Is that what they're called? House elf.
The name of the name of his scent is Pinewood Dobby.
Dobby's.
Dobby. Well done.
What product could you market as Dobby's asshole? It's hilarious.
Fishing lure? I feel like a fishing lure is a good start there.
Why is that so funny?
Something I noticed that makes me happy is it's just such an endearing trait. Whenever you're in your car and there's a pedestrian, like usually when you're passing in front of a store or something, like Save Mart or something, and they're walking and you give them the right of way.
Yeah.
And there's this little like quick step hop or like little quick walk that they do. I don't
You
know
are
why.
correct.
I find it is like the most endearing. You don't have to rush. I just
Yeah.
gave you
Yeah.
the right of way. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna walk faster.
I do it all the
But
time.
also thank you, because I do
always
it.
run.
And
As
so
soon
when
as I feel
other
they're
people
waiting,
do
I
it,
run.
I'm always like, thanks for caring about other humans.
Yeah.
It's a
when-
small thing that's
and when
massive.
they
Oh,
don't.
that made me happy.
Doghouse French fries. Not a big thing, but they make me so happy.
dude.
Actually, the basket is
so
huge.
happy.
Yeah, and I brought my Lisa's cousin was visiting, and so when you're watching someone else eat
Kelly.
food. Yeah, Kelly.
Yeah.
He's eating Doghouse and he's eating fries. I'm trying not to stare at him because I'm so happy he's getting a chance to eat both these things.
It's like showing somebody a great movie and you want to see their reaction. Doghouse fries are the best.
True story. He's opened up his steak sandwich and it's wrapped in foil, right? And he's eating a steak sandwich. He's got his fries here, and the ranch is hidden behind the foil. And I just want to be. And I've already told him a few times, dip it in the ranch and in the barbecue. And all. He hadn't done it yet. And so I'm literally distracted. I'm like, when do I do something about this? I'm not joking. I just tried to do a little ranch flick. I just
Oh
reached
my
over
gosh.
there and tried to flick it
Did
into his
you
eye.
really?
Yes, into his eye line. Just to flick it into his eye
Dude,
line.
it's one of my favorite things about Joe is he can't go to sleep. That will give him a panic attack.
Right.
If he can't, if he's like, oh, no. Oh, you should try the ranch. It's like, oh, yeah. Oh, did you? Oh, no. That's the ranch I'm talking about. Yeah. It's so much fun. I do it on purpose. If he tells me something and he's like, oh, you should try that cigar. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Please light the cigar and put it in your face right now. Like, he's got it makes me laugh so hard.
You would have loved the flick because I just did.
The fact that you actually physically did something.
I didn't move it either. Not
That's
enough.
amazing.
Not enough to pick it up and move it. I just tried to flick it.
What is that? Passive attentive?
It is
Right?
It really
Passive
was.
attentive.
Did he ever use the ranch?
He did, but not enough.
No. And
He
it was
did.
disappointing.
I was disappointed, and I go
Yeah.
locals super passive aggressive me. Also, we'll dip it in the barbecue and in the ranch.
I love it so much. It's so passive
I
aggressive.
wanted to be so happy. I wanted
You know
to make
what?
him happy.
So cool people that you want to be around.
Cool ranch.
What's
That's
funny,
the cool
though,
ranch.
What's funny though is that Joe genuinely gets joy from seeing people enjoy something.
100%.
I
Yeah.
do.
That is true.
Like when we went to Portillo's. Am I saying it wrong?
Oh,
Portillo's.
Sorry,
Portillo's.
it is. I had actually that got me a little bit.
I'm sorry. We went to Portillo's, and I did not want to have the shake, but Joe was so excited about the milkshake.
The cake shake.
I started the cake shake, and I drank the whole thing. It was amazing.
I-
And Joe got more joy out of watching us enjoy it than
Yeah.
he did out of having it himself.
It's so weird. I don't know I'm wired like that.
Yeah.
Like if I have something I think you're gonna like, I genuinely don't care about eating at that point. Like my joy is just being like a psycho, just like oh, dip it in the it's Pirates of the Caribbean when they're watching her eat because they haven't eaten. He goes, eat the apple.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
he's like directing you what to eat.
Yeah.
Now eat that. Dip it in there.
It's funny. It just dawned on me. We're gonna get to go to Portillo's.
Oh, we are.
Oh, I just got angry.
I actually
Shut up.
What's funny is I've been to Portillo's a few times with Joe, and it's always the same experience where he's like, "Let me just order," and I'm like, "Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna order.
Yeah.
You just order all the stuff because he knows it really well,
the peppers.
and he's
Oh,
right. It's
good.
and the only thing I will say, honestly, the cake shake didn't impress me much at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved the cake shake.
The cake shake
Didn't do it.
You know what's funny is this time let's just get the cake because the shake is actually
interesting.
cutting the sweetness of the shake a
Yeah.
lot. Because the thing about it, they're not adding a sauce in there that's literally just
Yeah.
being sweetened by the cake. So let's just do the cake.
I would-
this
I like
time.
fries in my shake. I like to dip them in.
Yeah, that was another one. The Wendy's. That was like the Wendy's
Oh.
thing. The reason you got the
Frosty.
chocolate
Oh,
frosty
yeah.
was to dip the fries in it. It didn't do much for
It
me.
was weird to me.
You know, the problem was
All right,
the problem
well,
in
okay.
general is that Wendy's fries.
We're just crapping all over. Oh, okay.
Here's a small thing I enjoy. That piece of.
Yeah,
I remember doing that when I was 5.
I do like that. Here's a small thing. Shut up, Josh.
There's your shut up. You've been waiting for a shut up. Here's your shut up.
Is that what you wanted? It's so good.
I didn't know a reason to say shut up till now. I will say they're not hot enough. They're not greasy enough. They're not salty enough. There's not enough contrast.
Wendy's fries?
Yeah.
I agree. It's more like a slightly blanched potato
Yeah.
that I'm dipping in a chocolate shake, and I'm like, it ruined both.
Yeah, there's nothing
Yeah, I
worse
didn't-
than
it's not my
salty
thing.
fries. That is the one thing about Doghouse fries is they got tons of like
Seasoning.
The seasoning.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's got so much
perfect.
flavor to it.
Yeah.
They're the best French fry
In town.
made, right?
But
but
my
like in
opinion,
made,
that I've never had.
I have never had a better one.
But I like the shoestring.
Me too.
So that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
problem. I don't like
I
the
like
steak.
Five Guys Cajun fries.
I don't.
I don't think
And
I've
it
ever-
rhymes.
I'll eat 'em.
So it's good.
I was going to say
Five Guys
that is
cheese
good.
fries.
I've been to Five Guys once.
Yeah,
you're
I
not
am
missing out.
I am not a Five Guys fan
No.
at all. There is a at the fair.
All right. No.
At the big,
Josh,
big,
what else do
big
you like that we
Fresno
wanna
fair.
just
yeah.
say is terrible?
You got anything else we could
Dire Straits.
Oh,
Money for nothing.
Dire Straits. Okay, sorry. You're gonna have to bleep that. Sorry, everybody.
Keeping that one in. That one's staying.
But
Mostly because we're watching a commercial and it's playing in the background
Always.
lightly. It's like Dire Straits.
you guys hear that? Be like, no, we're
Yeah.
tuning it out.
You know who's saying background on that?
The big Fresno Fair has a brick of fries. Have you ever
I
had that?
just saw it when I was there.
It's amazing.
I saw somebody walk by me and I go,
Yes.
"What is that?"
I hammered
want that.
one of those last time I was at the
that
fair.
just
And a brick of
potato?
fries.
Look at no. It's
And
so
it's in the shape of. It's a legit.
so
brick.
it's curly fries, pretty
Oh,
thin,
my
all
gosh.
curly, and basically they looks like they put them in a meatloaf pan.
Yes.
and then deep fry the whole thing.
And so they're all like attached. So you're breaking it
Holy
apart when you're
smokes,
eating
You mean
it.
dude.
the fry basket?
Yeah,
Probably.
so it's the shape of the entire fry, but
Oh,
it's
they
packed,
put so much in
and
there.
it's
But they're
packed real
curly,
tightly.
so they're like they're woven together.
locked together.
I
Dude,
I wanted one so bad, and so
Yeah.
we had to go do something at the fair, and so I'll get it at the end. But then it's like 9:00 at night. I'm walking out, and I'm like, ugh, do I want to eat this giant basket?
Yes.
did you not do it?
I didn't do it.
Oh, you dropped the ball.
I did. I did. That was definitely a regret when I got home. I
The
was like, I
double,
should've just
the
got
big
it.
giant double corn dog plus the basket of fries. I was like,
Never had
I
either.
was in heaven, dude.
So good.
I was so happy.
Yeah, that's the beginning of the day. I've had the cream puff though, right? Isn't that one of the things there? Is
What's
it-
the cream puff?
No, I thought there was a dessert that's big at Fresno Fair. What was the dessert?
Oh, you're
funnel
talking about
cakes
the cinnamon
and
roll
the
or the
cinnamon
funnel
rolls.
cakes?
Funnel cakes.
No, not funnel cakes. It was the cinnamon.
The
roll.
cinnamon roll is.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Funnel cakes
one
are
of the
amazing.
best in the world. Funnel cake's great too.
Funnel
yeah,
cakes are amazing.
Yeah, you deep fry much of anything.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
happy.
It's not it. Did you give us your small joy?
I don't have
Your
joy.
wife's 4-1.
Yeah,
Maybe
what's
she's
your
a small joy?
Where's
no
your Where's
joy in
your
my life.
small happiness come from?
A lot of things, man. Like seriously, hearing laughter.
Okay.
Like,
Really?
hearing people laugh, seeing people genuinely have a good time, watching people connect. Those
Yeah.
are the things to me that are just
Why do I think you're terrible for saying that?
those
I don't
those seem
know.
big. You picked like big.
Those
things.
are like-
Something-
Oh, no, like a-
seeing somebody come to Jesus. All right,
Well, no,
Floyd.
no,
we
I mean,
get
How
it.
many people have come to Jesus? That's a small thing for you now.
Jeez.
I don't. I don't mean like deep connections. I mean that initial contact where somebody like first meets and it's like quick, but you know
Yeah.
that something's going to come out of that. It's those little things. It's the passing.
I would have said, I guess the small is the hard part of this, right? The small joys. So, because I'm like, you really do love your family. Like that's where I see you
Oh,
light
yeah.
up the most.
So, but here's what I would say. So, anything dealing with people, I see as big.
Okay.
Small things, I just realized
right? Because we said fries.
small things might be all like the physical stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In my head, I think that's the way I went. And so, what's the thing that like doesn't matter? It's not. It's a physical object or something.
A double stuffed Oreo out of the freezer.
Boom. Okay.
Freezer. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Never had one
frozen Oreo. But if you deep fry Oreos, they're terrible to me. You said deep fried, everything's good.
I
had a
agree.
deep fried
They're
Oreo.
not good.
Gross.
I totally agree.
Donuts are just
Donuts make me go nuts, buddy.
They're just
Yeah.
Donuts make me
Donuts
go
make
nuts.
me go nuts.
I told my daughter about the apple fritters the other day. No, it was my son. Like because you were saying that the Judy's apple fritters
Oh, the best.
And
Top notch.
I told my son, I'm like, listen, I don't know what you think about these. They're fine everywhere else, but they're amazing at Judy's.
Yeah, Judy's another one. Now that is a sponsorship I would go after.
Oh my gosh.
The Judy's
We're
donut
sponsored by
sponsorship.
Judy's and Doghouse.
Oh my gosh.
It's just
yeah.
incredible.
We need to, at what point do we go after? I remember with my YouTube channel when it got to a certain size and I was like, I can go for sponsors now. And I'd call and email and get sponsorships.
Yeah.
Most fun thing ever. We need to hit that point. We're going to be like the football stadium where it's like, our church is sponsored by Comcast, which is actually what we need because our internet is the worst.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it.
Yeah.
We're
We don't have Comcast. We have the other one that I don't want to say their name.
Yeah.
It's like Voldemort in my world. I'm
No,
so
it's
angry
bad.
about our
We
internet.
spend a lot
I feel
to
like
get
if
really
Voldemort
bad.
provided a Wi-Fi service, it'd be great.
I bet it would.
Would it? Let me think what he
It's
would
just
do.
him, or like Emperor Palpatine. It's just him
No,
standing on a
Emperor
tower
Palpatine with those.
like with
No,
the
that
electric
makes
hand.
sense. That makes sense.
That's it. He'd be great.
Oh, they're downloading a movie.
right.
Ooh, that's a lot of energy,
That's
a lot
right.
of force.
No, the Emperor Palpatine, I see
Yeah.
it. Voldemort feels like a lot of work for him.
You want to know a little thing
He's
that gives me
casting a lot
joy
of spells.
too? This is stupid.
Oh yeah, you're right.
When you hit the button and it pops up, because nothing irritates me more than when I have to
Yeah, the
flick
spring-assisted lighter.
Yeah,
That's
spring-assisted lighter.
I agree. I actually I found a lighter that I thought was pretty cool that didn't have that, and I'm like, I can't
buy it.
can't buy it. There is something about that's a small thing.
Two small
Makes me
things.
happy.
Using floss to get out popcorn kernels from your teeth.
Holy smokes.
That's satisfying.
Floss in general.
It's so good.
Like floss is the best.
It's so good.
Do you use flossers or actual floss?
I like the flossers.
Actual floss.
I like the
floss.
floss.
Your actual floss?
I
Oh,
like
yeah.
the flossers.
You're still young. Wait till you get some
I have flossers
years
in my
under your
car.
belt. Then you'll only use the flossers.
The
I don't know
flossers
what
just
I'm
make
saying.
sense to me. I don't know why.
Flossers.
Have you ever seen the reusable flossers?
No,
That's
that sounds
gross.
No, it's no. It's the stick itself, but you put the dental floss on it, and so when you're done with the dental floss, you take the dental floss off.
Oh.
And then you just put new
Okay.
dental floss.
So it's a better
onto the
use.
type.
It's better use of dental floss,
Yeah.
basically, because you're always having to wrap it around your fingers
Right.
to do that.
And
Well,
so
that's
I
why I
actually
stopped
thought
doing
I
that.
thought it was
That's a
kind of cool.
neat idea.
Yeah, I thought they were neat.
The
I
other
never
one-
bought them.
The
but
other
I
one
thought
is
they were
is,
neat.
is getting out a splinter.
Oh yeah.
That
I don't
seems
know
like a
why
big
that
thing.
is so rewarding.
Okay, here's something that is gross that I thought was insane. Have you ever used a tongue scraper?
No, but it sounds
Yes.
awesome.
You have? You have
Yes.
too?
Yep.
Yeah, I had toothbrushes that would have like the back of the toothbrush head would have a tongue
Oh,
scraper.
interesting.
Yeah.
My
Is that
buddy
what that's
told
for?
me.
The rigid backside of the toothbrush is for scraping your tongue.
What? No.
That's
Like
not
my
nearly the
toothbrush
same
has
as
like a-
what
no,
Ryan's
that's-
talking
that's
No,
what
not
it's for.
that. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, no, you're
They're
talking
actual
about
tongue
the-
scrapers.
It
Yeah.
looks like a cheese slicer.
Yes.
So
No, that was a cheese slicer. You
Yeah,
were
no,
using it wrong.
I use a cheese slicer. My tongue, I have barely any tongue left. I thought it was so gross. And my buddy's
is.
like, trust me, man. And I'm like, that's disgusting. I'm not going to do it. I said, because I brush my tongue at
Right,
the
of
end of a
course you do.
toothbrush. And he
Right.
goes, yeah, go ahead and keep doing that. But try it. And I bought them. Dude, I don't know what to do, how much better
You don't
it
have as
is.
bad breath in the morning.
You don't have, it is so different.
Food
Yeah.
tastes better
It's
because
crazy.
it opens up your taste
I'm gonna
buds.
put that on my. I'm gonna put that on my.
I don't
my
know if it's
purchase
affected
list.
my
I'm gonna buy one.
taste.
They're dirt cheap, and they're a little bit of life changing. They're one of those small purchases that I wish I would have done years ago.
and super disgusting.
And
Yeah.
it is
Do it in the
still
shower.
kind of gross.
Do it in the shower
In the
because it's
shower?
super gross.
Or just when you're brushing your teeth.
Well, that's
Sometimes
when I
I'll
brush my teeth in the shower.
How much residual tongue residue is coming off of your mouth when you're doing this?
I brush-
to do in the shower.
I brush
it's just
my
like
teeth in the
spraying everywhere.
It does seem weird.
I just connected that residual and residue.
Nah, because like afterwards, I want to spit
I
everywhere.
just
That's
connected
why.
that.
You spit.
I spit everywhere after it's done.
The showers.
It, lots. there's a lot acceptable in the shower.
That's what I was going to say.
a lot.
There's a lot that's fine.
There's
in
a
the
lot
shower.
acceptable in the shower.
Yeah, and there's some
It-
things
it's-
that aren't.
There are definitely some things
There's
that aren't.
some things that aren't.
No, I agree.
I can think of two things.
I could think of.
I can think of a lot.
I believe two things exist. I'll just say I believe it.
I'm having a memory.
Number one, don't eat food in the shower.
Oh, you went number one? I thought you were
Yeah,
going to start with
don't-
number
you
two.
can't eat
Number
food
two.
in the
That's
shower.
why I said there were two
Why don't you
things.
start with number two?
Wait a minute.
Can you
Wait a
not eat
minute.
food in the shower?
Did you not? Have you not done took the internet by storm a little while ago? a cold orange in a hot shower?
No, I'm gonna try that.
Oh.
Nothing I'm gonna try.
Like for a cold?
No.
Oh.
It is. I heard about it and I was like, I'm not going to eat in the shower. I mean, I have had a bowl of cereal in the shower before. It has happened. But I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And then I did it. There is something about the fragrance of the orange, like the smell. I mean, a citrus smell is the best.
Yeah.
And in the steam, and so it gets into your sinuses, and then you take a bite out of the cold, juicy. It is kind of life-changing, and I'm not joking. It's existential. Like something you got to try it. Everyone, seriously try it, and then leave us a comment about how your life has changed.
I'm going to try it.
and then you're like, since I'm trying new things, and then you poop in the shower, and you're like, okay, so I should have tried.
Okay,
just the
I
first
should have
thing.
kept it at one.
Just the one.
I'm
thing.
not saying
go
that
to
I
two.
have tried it before. It doesn't work.
It's not a good idea.
Is all I'm saying.
The note to
On
end
that note, don't poop in the shower. Thanks for joining us on You Won't Hate It. My name is Josh.
I am Ryan, and I love so much that the name of the podcast is at the very end is it's Don't Poop in the Shower.
Yeah.
I'm so happy right now.
I'm Floyd.
I'm
I've never
Saddleface.
pooped in the shower.
Oh, I'm Saddleface.
You're more poop in the shower.
I'm poop in the shower.
I love you guys. Hey, do us a huge favor. Like, comment, share this like crazy with everyone. It would help us out a ton. But seriously, start a conversation in the comments. We will join in.
Also, if this is not enough, you're like, I need more and maybe a little bit more serious, check out First Street Church's Facebook Live, and you can watch our service on Sunday mornings.
I actually really appreciate the little bit more serious.
Because it's just a little bit
a little bit more
Little
serious.
bit more serious.
Just a bit. All right. Love you guys.
Thanks, guys.